evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, rabbits and squirrels. You guessed it, it's Bassmanian Devil coming at you one more time. As promised, we're going to do the 200 sub Q&A. But before I get into it, let me once again thank you guys so very much from the bottom of my heart, from the depth of my soul, for all the love and support that you guys have given me thus far. And it's it's awkward to try and express the gratification that I have for something as simple as people coming and hanging out with me. But for something like this to be happening with me and to me and for me, it is absolutely mind-boggling for me sometimes. And I just want you guys to know that I really do appreciate each and every one of you. You all do something you all do something special for me in your own different ways, whether it be just your personality coming through, just a shoulder to lean on. It's just it's amazing that we are building this community together right now. I don't want to tarry on too long with things that I know I've said 120 million times already, but I really, really do want you guys to understand how much it means to me that you're supporting me the way that you have been. So, with that out of the way, and without further ado, let's get into the Q&A portion of this video. Now, the first question that I got is from my boy Casey, Rainbird, as you guys probably know him through the chat. And if you guys are around enough, you know who Casey is. But anyway, he says, congrats, bro. Here's a question for you. How much brick can a cracked out woodchuck chuck under a rainbow after chugging a bottle of syrup? This question took a little bit of time for me to formulate the answer because there's a lot of variables in that one. And here's what I came up with, Casey. 13 pink elephants on parade. Enough said on that. Next question. Dodger J, now known as Karma Dodger J. Where's your dream place to fish if you could pick anywhere? And that's actually a really good question because there's so many different places that I'd really like to visit. And if I'm going to be visiting somewhere, I mean, hell, I might as well do some fishing while I'm there because there's all different species of fish all over the world. But if I had to pick one place that I could go right now, if somebody told me, you know, pack your bags, we're going tomorrow, I would call off work for the next week and go. It's actually down in Mexico. It's called Lake Comandero. That something about that lake, I've watched videos on it, numerous videos on it, and that lake produces massive largemouth bass. I mean, you're talking about an average weight of 5 and 6 pounds on the bass, where around here a 5 or 6 pound bass is a monster. Down there, that's their average catch. Multiple double digits I've seen caught out of that lake. So Lake Comandero in Mexico would be my dream place to fish as of right now for bass. All right, and moving on up. My city girl 12345. City girl, how the hell are you? What made you stream on YouTube? Well, for those people that have been around for a little bit of time and seen me in Gray's chat before I started doing my own thing here, kind of know the backstory on what got me going on YouTube. It started out just posting a couple random videos of decent gameplay that I had. And the reason I was playing so much video games, so many video games, spending so much time on a gaming system, if you would, at that time was I was going through a divorce. It was my very first marriage. I waited till I was almost 40 years old before I put a ring on anybody's finger. And I thought that she was the one. Unfortunately, we never saw, well, I can't say we never saw, but the relationship, the marriage did not survive through the 1 year anniversary. Before our 1 year anniversary, I found out that she didn't she didn't honor the vows as much as I did. That uh, she felt that a very old, or not very old, but uh, a very previous ex of hers deserved to have a little bit more time with her, even though we were married. I'll just leave it at that. So it absolutely wrecked my world. I went from having everything that I had dreamed of having in life. I mean, I grew up in a quote unquote broken home. My parents got divorced when I was 12 years old. It was a nasty divorce. They were bitter towards each other, and they used us kids at times to get back at one another. And from that point on, I always swore up and down, before I would ever get married, I would have to be 100,000,000,000% sure that that was the right one. And I thought that was it. So once I finally got married, I thought, my life is perfect now. My life is made. My life is set. And it didn't turn out that way, and it rocked me. It rocked me hard, and I was fighting severe depression. Uh, I always deal with depression and anxiety. I'm on medication. I will be for the rest of my life for it, but it put me over the hill, so to speak. And I was using the video games as a way to keep myself occupied, keep my mind occupied, keep me from thinking about what I had lost. So it started out, and I know I'm rambling a little bit, but it's hard when I start getting a little emotional. I just start going off on tangents. But it started, like I said, it started out just posting a couple random videos of um of gameplay that I had done, and then I came across CSN Gray's channel and started lurking in his stream and seeing what he was doing, and just feeding off his positivity. And I thought, you know what, this actually might be kind of fun. Let me just give it a shot. I had no intentions on really, I had no aspirations of becoming a huge YouTuber, anything like that. I was just looking for something to kind of act as therapy for me. Something to get me back out there, get me interacting with people again, rather than sitting on the couch with the dogs and not speaking to anybody for days and days and days at a time. So that's what got me kind of tinkering around with the idea of doing the streaming and whatnot. So I mean, I guess the short answer is therapy. It was therapy for me. And now I still struggle with things on occasion, but now I've got you guys to help support me, to lean on as my support group now. So there's that. I don't want to get really emotional and real in depth on anything, but yeah, the reason I started doing YouTube was actually for therapeutic reasons for me. All right, the next one is Dakota Rowe. He didn't leave a question. All he said was, "Congrats, Dakota. Really appreciate that. Really appreciate you stopping into the streams, hanging out, checking out the videos. You're a rock star, dude. I really do appreciate that." All right, the next question comes from Fear. You guys see Fear in and out of everybody's stream. And the question that he posed that's going to get me a lot of flack for my answers. The first part of the question is pineapple plus pizza. And I will say abso-fucking-lutely. I love a Hawaiian pizza. I love a ham and a pineapple pizza. I like the way I like the sweetness. I like how the acidity of the pineapple kind of cuts through the cheese, because cheese is oily. Your ham is a little bit oily. The acidity cuts through all that and gives it a nice bright flavor. So yes, absolutely, I will eat pineapple on my pizza. No questions asked. Not feel bad about it a bit. Now that might get me kicked out of the pizza gang, but I'm not worried about that. I like pineapple on my pizza. The second part of that is pizza and ranch. It depends. If I'm doing if I go to Pizza Hut and get a stuffed crust pizza, I do like to have a little bit of ranch dressing to dip the cheesy stuffed crust into. But to put it just over top of a slice of pizza, No, I don't care for that. I think the ranch is too over the flavor of the ranch is too overbearing for a lot of things. And if you put the ranch on the pizza, for me, I think it would take over the flavor profile of the pizza. You wouldn't really get much of the flavor of the pizza. You would be tasting ranch dressing the whole time. So there's that. Yes, pineapple, stuffed crust cheese. I'll dip my ranch. Okay, next one. Addie, what are your other English? What are your other hobbies than gaming? Of course, I mean, look at my name. I am Bass Manian Devil. I love fishing. I enjoy hunting. And I know a lot of people have mixed feelings on that, but I will put this out there. I do hunt. I do not trophy hunt. Anything that I kill on my hunting excursions, on my hunting trips, is used for food. If I can't eat it, I'm not killing it. That's just the way it is. It's also kind of like a means of survival for me. Do I enjoy the process of hunting? Yes. I enjoy what it takes, the stealthiness and the steps you have to go through in order to trick a wild animal into coming close enough to get a shot on. I do not use firearms to hunt. I hunt strictly with either a crossbow or a compound bow. Fishing, I on occasion do keep my fish, but when I'm bass fishing and I do a lot of little bass fishing tournaments and stuff like that, it's catch and release. On the rare occasion that I decide I want some fish and I go out fishing, I catch just enough that I'll eat for dinner that evening, and I'll let the rest of them go. Some people think that it's cruelty to animals or whatnot, but we were given plants and animals in order to maintain our livelihood. Waste not, want not. Don't shoot it if you're not going to eat it. Don't catch it and keep it if you're just going to let it go to waste. Who cares about a freaking mount on the wall? If you're not using that meat, don't waste it. That's just my personal thoughts on it. Okay, so that's one hobby. Well, actually, I guess you can kind of call it two. I also enjoy reading, which I've gotten out of here lately. I haven't read anything in quite a while. I actually sat down and read a book for quite a while. Cooking. Cooking has got to be my biggest hobby. And everyone's like, oh, cooking's not a hobby. For me, it's a hobby because I can get in the kitchen and I can explore and I can experiment. And I actually find it enjoyable to go into the kitchen, create a dish, and let somebody else enjoy it. Most of the time, I don't even want to eat when I'm done cooking because I've been dealing with the food the whole time. It looks delicious, it smells delicious, and it tastes delicious because, of course, I have to eat it because I need food. But I would much rather cook for somebody else and watch them enjoy my creation. So, I mean, I guess it's kind of like the streaming and the videos on YouTube. I do it because it's something that in the long run does help me, but other people get enjoyment out of it a little bit more than I do. And then, of course, I cannot, as you can see, I cannot live without baseball. Whether it be watching it, I played it as a youngster, going to the games. I can sit and watch baseball on TV for hours on end. I actually record baseball games on the DVR. That way, when I'm going to bed, I can turn one on and just have it playing in the background when I go to bed. So those are my major hobbies. All right, and moving on up, Karma Viper. Who makes them top quality thumbnails? I wish I knew. They just keep showing up in my fucking inbox. I have no idea who keeps making them sons of bitches, but whoever it is, I really do appreciate it. All right, moving on. No, just kidding, just kidding. Vipers, I really do appreciate everything you've done with the thumbnails, with the channel art. Dude, you're freaking awesome. I really do appreciate it. Guys, if you didn't know, Karma Vipers does uh, thumbnails, channel art, profile pics, stuff like that. If you're needing something like that for your channel, don't be afraid to hit him up and see what you can get worked out there. He does a damn good quality job on it. All right, and here we go. Next one up. Oh, about passive. Red Hood Plays. How the hell are you, brother? Hey, Bass, how do you grow the perfect beard? I wish I knew. It's hard to tell right now because I'm just kind of recently shaved, but I tend to get kind of patchy. Um, but I can tell you, the only thing I can tell you uh, about quote unquote growing the perfect beard is what my grandpa told me. When you first hit puberty is when you got to start. As soon as you start seeing a little peach fuzz creeping up on your chin, underneath your lip, down here under your nose, you got to take a bowl of heavy cream and wipe it all over your face. And then find you a couple cats and let them lick it off of you. That way, their sandpaper tongue, hello, Jasmine, how are you? Their sandpaper tongue will open up the pores and let the hair grow out perfect. Whether that works or not, I don't know because I won't let no cats lick on my face. Guarantee goddamn to you that. But I mean, and then again, of course, jesting and all bullshit aside, they do make products for all that kind of shit. One thing that I do when I'm growing, when I have my full beard grown out and actually have some length on it, I don't use regular soap or anything like that on it. I go down to the local Tractor Supply and get mane and tail shampoo. For what they use for the horses is horses mane and tails, and that helps keep it kind of keep it keeps it from being so prickly and stuff like that. And I do have beer balms and stuff like that that I use for when I've got a full beard going on. Okay, next one, Dodger J. Outside of COD, what could you see yourself playing on the channel? And I've thought about that a couple different times, and I honestly don't know because I was out of the video gaming scene for so long. Pretty much the only thing I play is COD. I've got a couple baseball games, and I've got Kingdom of Hearts, but pretty much every game that I own and that is installed on my PlayStation at the moment is all Call of Duty. I mean, I've got Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 3, Black Ops 4, Ghosts. So if you guys have anything that you'd like to see me start doing on the channel, let me know. I mean, I'll check into the games. If it doesn't look like it's a game that I'm going to enjoy, I'm not going to play it because there's no point on me coming on here and suffering through a game that I don't like just to do a stream on it. It wouldn't be fun for me, and that would in turn make it not fun for you guys. I mean, that's just the way I see it. But yeah, I mean, if you guys have got any games in mind that you would like to see, let me know. I'll check them out, and if I enjoy the game, then I can start doing some streams on it. All right, now moving up, YouTube Maxi. Now, first off, let me give a huge shout out to YouTube Maxi. Uh, he has been around the channel since the beginning, since I first started doing the streams. He has been there since day one, basically. He used to be known as FaZe Plasmax. He was in Gray streams all the time. I saw that he was doing some streaming. I would stop into his streams. He would stop into mine. Dude is an absolute supporter from way back. But you guys get what I'm saying. Huge shout out to Maxi, dude. I really appreciate everything, all the support. I've enjoyed playing with you over the time, dude. Just keep up your grind. You're doing absolutely awesome. Enough said about that. So, Maxi says, what are your goals and dreams for your channel? That's question one. And I don't have any goals and dreams for the channel. And I say that not as a bad thing. I'm not expecting anything of the channel. I am using this channel to have fun and hopefully spread a little bit of cheer to everybody else. Would it be nice to see the channel blow up? Yeah. But whether it does or whether it doesn't, I'm still going to be here because I'm enjoying it. That's all that matters to me. I would like to be successful. I say that I already consider myself successful. 8 months ago, I would not be able to do this kind of thing. But here I am. So that's a success in my mind already. Everything hereafter is just a bonus. So whatever life throws at me, whatever this YouTube life gives me, I'm peachy with it. It's freaking awesome. And he also wants to know what my setup looks like. I'll tell you what, right now, everything is kind of a mess where I've been trying to get every, I changed PlayStations, got a new PlayStation, got the computer, got the monitors, got the new headset. Right now, I don't have anything organized. Uh, I wanted that instant gratification. So rather than take my time and run the wires and hide the wires, everything is in a jumble right now. But over the weekend, I plan on tearing everything down and setting it up proper. Now that I know how to make everything work, and I'll take a picture of it and post it on Twitter. That way, everybody can see exactly what the setup looks like. It's nothing fancy. God, trust me, it's nothing fancy. I've got an El Cheapo, pardon me, computer desk from Walmart that the main monitor and my keyboard are sitting on right now. The secondary monitor is half on the desk and half on an old cabinet that I have pulled up beside of it. And the tower for the computer sitting on top of the old cabinet, and the PlayStation 4 sitting on top of it. It's nothing fancy. I mean, the computer looks really nice and all that kind of stuff. So I'll take pictures of it once I get all the cords and everything organized. But I don't have anything really that fancy. All right. And here's my man here. Spoke about him earlier. My brother. My inspiration for what I'm doing right now. A man that done so much without doing anything. CSN Gray. His question. Sorry, got a little emotional. His question. I know you're a foodie, so what is one of your favorite go-to meals? Congrats on 200, brother. Gray, thank you so much. Uh, I've told you time and time again, so I'm not going to go into it now. But on the subject of food, you really know how to get to my heart on that one. I am a food junkie. If I could mainline food, if I could find some way to inject food into my veins, by God, I would. I love eating it. I love playing with it. I love playing with it. Yeah, and that meant what it meant. Uh, I love preparing it. I love watching people eat what I prepare. But I am also a very simple person. In the long run, I am a very simple person. And when you said what is one of my go-to meals, the first thing that I thought of was comfort food. What do I want when I need that just nostalgia of good home cooking? And the answer there is meatloaf, mashed potatoes, and corn on the cob. 100%. And I make a mean meatloaf, but it's not so much just, I mean, any meatloaf. It's got that kind of mental trigger for me that takes me back to the happier times in the childhood. So I would have to say, as far as comfort food goes, meatloaf is definitely my go-to. Now you want to start expanding out a little bit. Um, if I'm going out to say a nice fancy restaurant, quote unquote, um, and eating more, I don't want to say exotic because that's not the right word. More upper echelon kind of food. Ahi tuna is one of my favorite dishes. And don't cook that tuna well done. Jesus Christ Almighty. Don't cook. If you ever order tuna from a restaurant, and I'm not talking about tuna fish out of the can, nowhere near the same tuna that I'm talking about. You order a tuna steak and they bring you out a big old filet that's like this freaking thick. Get it cooked medium because you overcook tuna and it turns dry and almost chalky, in my opinion. So yeah, comfort food. Give me my good old meatloaf, mashed taters and gravy, and corn on the cob. Then going up a little bit, give me some ahi tuna. Oh, or even better. I won't say even better, but cedar planked salmon. They take a fillet of salmon and they've got these planks of cedar wood, actual cedar wood that they trimmed from a cedar tree, and they soak this cedar plank in water, and then they put the salmon on top of it, and then put the cedar plank on top of like an open fire char grill, and let the flame start licking at that cedar. Well, of course, the cedar is going to get hot, and it starts to evaporate the water that's been soaked into it. Well, while it's doing that, it's bringing that essence of cedar out. And when you bite into the salmon, you get the nice fleshy salmon taste, and then you have that hint of cedar. It's like a deep flavor that's put into the fish from that cedar plank. That is definitely a go-to for me, I tell you. And it sucks because nowhere around here does it. uh, O'Charlie's is the only place close to here, and that's probably a little over 50 miles away that I found close to me that does that. But yes, so there's my food, and then of course ice cream. Lieutenant Dan, ice cream. I love me some ice cream. Milkshakes, regular vanilla. Ice cream is yeah, ice cream. Yeah. All right. Now here's the next question. It actually took me a lot of time to figure out how to answer this one, but I do have an answer. It's from Karma Scrush. How many minutes do you think it'll take to reach 200,000? I mean, he couldn't say, how many months, how many days, how many years will it take to reach 200,000 subs? He wants to know how many minutes it would take to reach 200,000 subs. So I had to put the old thinking cap on. And here's what I came up with. All right. Now, this is based on my current growth rate. Let me push my Poindexter glasses up here because I actually have a legitimate answer for this one. All right. So if I continue to grow at the rate that I am now, which is about 100 subs every 4 months, I'll have 300 subs by the end of this year, or by the end of my year anniversary. Okay, so there are 525,600 minutes in 1 year. So technically, look at it that way. I'm gaining 300 subs every 525,600 minutes. Okay, so at the end of this year, I would have 300 subs. In order to reach 200,000 at my current growth rate, it will take me 665 years. So you take the 665 years, multiply it by 525,600 minutes per year. It will take approximately 349,524,000 minutes for me to reach 200,000 subscribers, give or take. All right, the next one. Let's see, I bet you didn't expect that kind of answer, did you either? Whoop. Next one. What motivated CSN replays? What motivated / inspired you to do gaming in YouTube? By the way, congrats on 200. Like I touched on that one earlier with City Girl's question. It was a therapeutic move for me. It was something to keep my mind occupied and keep me from falling further into the abyss that I crawled into. Um, and what motivates me now is the fun, the enjoyment I get out of it. That's my motivation now. It's not to reach 1,000 subs so I can start making money. I don't give a fuck about the money. I could give a shit less about the money. I do okay for myself. I own my home. I don't have a mortgage payment, anything like that. I don't have a car payment. I do okay for myself. This is something that I'm enjoying doing. My motivation now is to have as much fun with this for as long as I can. All right, moving on to the next and last one. Uno Gaming says, I have a few questions. First one is, why do you call everyone a rock star? Well, I can tell you that. That's actually a really simple answer. When I was just a lad, in the neighborhood that I grew up in, with the people that I grew up around, rock stars were who we all looked up to. That's what everybody's dream would be, was to become a famous rock star. They got all the fame, they got all the money, they got all the glory, they got all the girls, so on and so forth. So that goes back to my childhood, where everybody aspired to be the next big rock star, because a rock star was such a predominant figure in our world. So that's why I call people that I really enjoy being with and that really go above and beyond. That's why I call them rock stars. That's why I call all you guys rock stars, because in my mind, you guys are the predominant ones. You guys are the kind of people that I would aspire to be. Therefore, you're my rock stars. Okay, now, next one on that one. What is your project for the channel? And I'm assuming on that one, what you're asking is where I want my channel to go and what I want my channel to be. And like I said, I've already addressed that a little bit ago in the video, but I really don't have any projections. I'm just out here to have a good time and see where it goes. If I only take if I stay at 200 subs for the rest of my career, I'm happy with it. Just my biggest thing is I just want to have fun and give other people some kind of enjoyment, some kind of entertainment. That's the only projections I have for the channel. And then he says, when a stream on French. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Drop my phone. So what I'm going to assume you're asking there is when am I going to stream in French? Like, parlez-vous français? Uh, I can do a stream on French fries, or on French fried onions, or perhaps French croissants, or French butter, or escargot. Maybe I can do one on escargot. I don't speak French. I do speak a very, very limited amount of Spanish, but I took 2 years in high school, and that was the extent of my Spanish career. Um, I don't speak. I don't speak. I would say I don't speak any foreign languages. Um, if people in France want to watch my streams, that would be awesome. But unfortunately, unless they speak English, I wouldn't be able to communicate with them. So anyway, that was the last question that I had on the video. So again, let me take this really quick opportunity to say thank you. I know I rambled a bunch on this video. I had no game plan as I went into it. I just let things roll as it was coming out. I had to do a little bit of research, as far as the numbers go for how many minutes and stuff like that. But I had a good time making this video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. I'm not going to ramble on here any longer. Again, thank you so much for 200 subs. Let's keep growing this community. Let's keep having fun. Let's keep rocking it out. I love you all. You are all rock stars, absolute fucking rock stars. And thank you, thank you, thank you. Hopefully I'll see you guys in stream tonight and every other night that I'm streaming. So until then, I am Bassmanian Devil reminding you, you cannot catch anything unless you get your bait wet. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day.